Hi guys, my name is Blessing Eriera. On today's episode, I'll be telling you everything you don't know about the popular Zimbabwe billionaire Strife Masiyiwa. I know he's popular for being the chairman of Econet and being a popular philanthropist in Africa. His name is well known, but there are many things you don't know about this man. For example, do you know that he has just two cars and a lot of collection of books? Or do you know that his favorite book is the Bible? If you want to learn more about this man or you want to dive into business, you are looking for a mentor to look up to, dive with me into this video as I take you through the daily life of this man, Strife Masiyiwa. Strife Masiyiwa was born on the 29th of January 1961 in Zimbabwe, formerly known as Rhodesia. Do you know that Strife Masiyiwa had a very rough childhood? At the very tender age of 5, the Masiyiwa family had to flee from their hometown to Kwaite, a city in the north-central Zambia known for its copper mine. This was as a result of the famine in Zimbabwe as at that time. At the age of 12, Strife's parents had to send him to Scotland to attend a private school in Edinburgh, where he graduated in 1978. Strife did not forget his hometown. After his graduation in 1978, Strife traveled back to his hometown in Zimbabwe with the intention of joining the anti-government guerrilla forces taking place in his hometown as at that time. On arrival, one of the senior officers advised him to go back to school as people like him owes the future to the country. In the words of the senior officer, he said, "Look, we are about to win anyways. What we really need is for people like you to help rebuild the government." This statement alone was like a building force for Strife. Strife took the man's advice and returned to Britain, where he obtained a degree in electrical and electronics engineering from the University of Wale in 1983. Strife Masiyiwa, knowing the value of hard work, started working at the tender age of 22 in the computer industry at Cambridge, England, after which he returned to Zimbabwe in 1984 with the intention of aiding the country's growth after the War of Independence it has won in 1980. Masiyiwa joined the Zimbabwe Post and Telecommunication Corporation as a senior engineer, but was promoted to the position of principal engineer after a short while as a result of his excellence. However, Masiyiwa, knowing the value of entrepreneurship, left the Zimbabwe Post and Telecommunication Corporation in 1988 to start his own electrical contracting firm, which he named the Retrofit Engineering. In 1990, however, Strife sold out the Retrofit Engineering to start up a wireless network named Econet, which is what we know him for today. Strife, being a man of excellence, has won several awards over the years. Prominent among them are the Businessman of the Year, Republic of Zimbabwe, 1990; Manager and Entrepreneur of the Year, Republic of Zimbabwe, in the year 1998; 10 Most Outstanding Young Person of the World, Junior Chamber International, JCI, in the year 1999; and Global Influencers as shown in Times newspaper in the year 2002. Masiyiwa is married to Tisisi Masiyiwa, and together they have 6 children, namely Elizabethania, which is his first daughter, Sarah, Vimba, Moses, who happens to be his only son, Joanne, and Esther. And at the time of this research, Masiyiwa has a net worth of 1.3 billion US dollar. Masiyiwa, who is now 61, has recently announced his retirement as the chairman and director of Econet Wireless Zimbabwe. Masiyiwa is famous for having delivered upward of 200,000 scholarships to African scholars and for supporting over 40,000 orphans across Africa through his family foundation, which he runs with his wife, Tisisi Masiyiwa. Econet, which means Enhanced Communication Network, was created in the year 1993. This was after Strife has left the ZPTC to start up his own contracting firm, which he named the Retrofit Engineering. After a while, Strife saw the need to invent the wireless telephone network in sub-Saharan Africa, as the region has just two fixed line telephone as at that time. In order to achieve this dream, Strive has to approach the Zimbabwe Post and Telecommunication Corporation industry in order to make his intention known to them and probably to co-partnership with them. However, the ZPTC industry wasn't interested in Strive's idea because they saw no future with cell phone in the country. Strive, however, was so determined to accomplish this dream, and in order to accomplish this, he has to sell his retrofit engineering in 1994 to finance Econet Wireless. After the birth of Econet, Strife was met with great opposition from the ZPTC industry and the Zimbabwe government, Robert Mugabe, who swamped him with red tape and demanded a bribe from him. But as a devoted Christian, Strife opposed to the demands of bribe and pushed his way to the court. After 4 years of legal battle that pushed his way all the way to the Supreme Court, Econet finally won the license to provide phone service in Zimbabwe. Econet's first cell phone subscriber was connected to the new network in the year 1998. While Strife Masiyiwa was waiting for government approval in Zimbabwe, he was able to start up a cell phone network in the neighboring Botswana. Over the years, the Econet wireless industries has established a presence in over 15 countries, including African countries, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. In the year 2000, Econet moved its headquarters from Zimbabwe to South Africa, which also raised a chaos in Zimbabwe, saying it's finally moving out of Zimbabwe. But nonetheless, Strife Masiyiwa did not take this to heart. Today, Econet is the largest company in Zimbabwe by capitalization market. As a billionaire and a businessman, Strife Masiyiwa owns a lot of properties across the world. Most popular among his properties include his two adjacent apartments, which he bought on the El Dorado Tower at 300 Central Park in New York City, which is worth $24.5 million. Whoa, that's a lot. Strive also owns several other luxurious homes in countries, including a home in London which he's currently staying at, and the building worth $6 million. Aside that, Strife Masiyiwa also owns a detachable residence in an exclusive private estate in Surrey. Do you know that despite being a billionaire, Strife Masiyiwa owns just 2 cars, unlike other billionaires? One is in UK where he lives and another in South Africa. One of the cars is the Jaguar F-Type SUV, which is worth $45,000, and the other one in South Africa is his Lexus L500. Like most rich men in Africa, Strife Masiyiwa owns a private jet, which is worth $35 million, and this is one of his most expensive properties. Also, among Strife's most cherished properties is his book collection, which is in his private mansion in London. His book collection is worth over $40,000 and contains mainly business books. This is because Strife Masiyiwa loves growth, and he believes a leader is a reader. In one of Strife Facebook posts, he stated that his favorite book is the Bible. In his words, he said, "My favorite book is the Bible, and if you study it, intending to extract principles on how to set up and manage a business effectively, you will be amazed it has everything you need." This shows Strife Masiyiwa love for God and love for books. Strife Masiyiwa's daily life starts with him practically waking up, praying, and hitting the gym before he can do any other thing. In one of his Facebook posts, Strife shares, "When I wake up every morning, I am refreshed. I pray and study the Bible for 2 hours. Then I go to the gym, and out I go, excited to take a new day. Glory to God." Strife is a lover of exercise and therefore visits the gym regularly. To make things easier for him, Masiyiwa has a gym center in his house where he carries out all his exercise. In one of his Facebook posts, Strife reveals that whenever he travels, he makes sure that he lodges in a hotel that has gym equipment. In his words, "Whenever I travel, I choose a hotel with a gym and I go there daily." This shows his love for exercise and staying fit. Aside from exercising, Strife Masiyiwa is a great writer as he updates the public on his daily life through his Facebook page. Strife Masiyiwa spends majority of his time working and reading business book, after which he will end the day with a long shower to help him ease his stress. Aside from work, Strife Masiyiwa is a lover of God who believes strongly in the power of prayers. One of Strife's major quotes is, "God will do nothing unless you pray, and you have to be clear with what you want." This is to show his love for God, and this can be testified by his employees and people close to him. Strife Masiyiwa never takes any decision without first going on his knees to pray, because he knows the place of God and the importance of God in business and in his daily life. When asked in an interview with Zamfo Agbo how much time he spends sleeping, he replies, "I sleep for only 6 hours a day as a lifestyle and not because I have too much work to get through with." This is to show that Strife knows how to balance his daily life with his mental health so he doesn't get overstressed. Among all other African countries that Econet was taken towards Nigeria, Econet was established in Nigeria in the year 2001. I was awarded digital mobile license for communication service in Nigeria. It made history on August 5th, 2001 by becoming the first telecommunication service provider to launch a commercial GSM service in Nigeria. In one of Strife's Facebook posts, he stated that when he first arrived in Nigeria to set up Econet, he has to serve as the company interim CEO for about 6 months. This is to understand Nigeria policy and how businesses are run in Nigeria. And at that time, the then president of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, has made it clear that he preferred Nigerian companies in partnership with experienced African operators to bid for the only 3 available licenses as at that time. As at that time, there were 4 African-led telecom groups who were competing for the 3 available licenses in Nigeria. Among them were MTN South Africa, led by Pituma Nikolo, Citel, led by M.O. Ibrahim from Sudan, Oraimo, led by Naguim Suarez from Egypt, and Econet Wireless, led by Strife Masiyiwa. Econet Wireless was mainly in competition with MTN Nigeria. This was because it was the only operator who was able to beat the deadline set by the regulators for the 8th of August. However, Econet Wireless beat the deadline and MTN by 2 days, and as an interim CEO, he was privileged to call the regulator to tell them that they were live. Strife joy knew no band as he went up to post on his Facebook page saying, "To imagine that I made the first ever official GSM mobile call in Nigeria on the 6th of August 2001 seemed almost unbelievable." Strife Masiyiwa's joy did not last long as problems began for him shortly after the senior politicians in Nigeria, who also happened to be stakeholders of Equinet Wireless, asked him to pay a whopping sum of $9 million bribe to their personal accounts. Prominent among the stakeholders was the then governor of Delta State, James Onanefe Ibori, who was demanding for the sum of $4.5 million to be paid to his account. In 2004, Vodacom took charge of the company after the Nigerian government has forcefully drove Strife out of the country. Strife, however, sued one of the most glaring faults, James Ibori, behind his forceful departure from the country to the International Arbitration Court. And after 10 years of court case, James Ibori was found guilty by the court and was sentenced to 13 years imprisonment. Today, Airtel Nigeria is the one in charge of the then Econet. Although Nigeria poses as one of the greatest obstacles in Strife's career, he was able to win the arbitration award, which is the highest award in Africa, as a result of the crisis which he had with James Onanefe Ibori. Despite the failure Strife experienced in Nigeria, on December 11, 2020, he took to his Facebook page to announce the mini launching of his $100 million investment in the Nigeria data economy, which he called the ADC Atlantic. In his post, he stated, "This week marked the beginning of the construction of our first major data center facility in Lagos, Nigeria, named the ADC Atlantic." This project has cost Strife a whopping sum of $100 million investment in the Nigerian economy. In the world of data, this will be the largest facility outside South Africa. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.